plays, like knowing that if anything happens, I'm the guy now. So, yeah.
Being that you grew up an Iowa State fan, I mean, is a role like that easier for you to kind of fulfill and you know that you might get a chance here at some point?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a dream come true to play here, obviously. But, yeah, like if I ever get the role to play here as a starter, it's obviously going to mean a lot to me and my family. And, yeah, growing up, definitely was a big fan. So it's been a lot of fun being here.
Like you said, you're one snap away from something like that. How has Rocco helped you lead and, get the chance, with that comes around, say it happens, something like that, right?
Yeah, he's got me ready with like even through practice, meetings, like all that stuff. Whenever we're on like the field during practice and stuff, he'll come over and like help me out with reads and stuff. And then even in the meeting room, like we'll draw up a bunch of plays and go through the script for practice and all that. And obviously in the game week do the same thing with watching film and seeing what they're doing.
You joined the program last January. Was there a certain point, like in the off season, where you felt like things came together to set you up for the success that you had, kind of winning that 2 job?
Yeah, I would feel like mainly like the winter was really just like building my body to get ready to play, and then spring ball was just kind of adjusting to like the speed of college and everything. And then I feel like when I really came together was fall camp last year. Was when like everything kind of came together. Like my body was right, my process was right. Like I knew what I was doing. I got the playbook down, everything like that.
Do you remember a certain practice or a certain series in a practice where you felt that, and you maybe go through like what that play was or a receiver that you hit or whatever?
Yeah, I would just say like week 2 of fall camp last year, I think it was. I had like a big run play, and that's really like, it was when I was with the 3s, and then I got a chance to be with the 2s for one of the team periods, and then I made a big play, and that's really, I think that set me up.
How much does it help you just being around Rocco every day?
He's obviously a great guy to learn with, one of the best in the country. And the thing about Rocco is like he's a pro with his mentality, his work ethic, and just everything he does. Like how he brings the offense together, obviously how he plays quarterback. I mean, the guy makes right decisions all the time. So it's really good to like learn from him, and especially like even now, just learning from him every day in practice.
You made the Big 12 championship game, didn't go the way you guys wanted, but for you to get, that was kind of like your first opportunity for serious.
Yeah.
How surreal was that for you as a kid who grew up when dreaming of playing for Iowa State and potentially them to the conference championship?
Yeah, it was definitely surreal, like just getting kind of thrown into the fire, especially in the Big 12 championship, like one of the biggest games of the season. Obviously, we're chasing that goal, but I didn't play how I wanted to. But like obviously, looking back, like that was definitely good for me to learn, like, hey, whenever like that stuff happens, you got to be ready for your moment and be ready to go.
How much more real was it for you to learn from that experience of Rocco getting knocked out for a few series there compared to a blowout against Arkansas State where you're thrown in and you kind of expect to go in at some point during that game, I'm sure?
Yeah, it's definitely different than that. But yeah, it's like as soon as that happens, like you got to be ready to go. And like I said earlier, once that happens, you're the guy. Like you're the quarterback. You gotta be on your stuff.
Where do you feel like you've made your biggest improvement playing quarterback in your time here?
Yeah, I would just say decision making and honestly just like my reads and everything, just understanding new playbook, everything coming in, but just getting through reads, getting through making quick decisions, and like the speed of the game is really quick in college, so definitely that change.
How did you prepare yourself from a mental perspective coming in last season?
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to do anything I could to get on the field with either like quarterback run game or anything like that. Just going into fall camp last year, I just wanted to do my best and just do my job, just do whatever I could to get on the field.
Did you have a personal plan, or did you just, because obviously they have a plan for each and every one of you, did you have like, okay, here's my plan, it's like, here's what they're telling me, because Coach Waters was raving about physically how you transformed and how you improved in the areas you talked about too, but was it internal and external kind of combo?
Yeah, it was just kind of like, I would just say like preparing like physically and mentally too, with like mentally getting myself right in the right space to be in that position to make those physical plays, but that also comes with like knowing the playbook, knowing your reads, knowing like you got outlets somewhere, stuff like that.
Probably wouldn't go so far as to call it a run package, but it felt like you were getting some opportunities last year in certain situations. How much did that help you, just to get out there some, even if they kind of limited what you were going to do in those situations?
Yeah, it was really good for me to get out there, get some playing time actually on the field. But yeah, with those run packages and everything, just like I said with that question, just doing anything I can to get on the field. You know, I just want to help the team in any way.
And in that vein, do you feel like they're continuing to add things to the plate now to give you a little bit more to digest when you're out there in those situations?
Yeah, it'll all depend on what we're doing for that week. But yeah, whatever I have to do, I'm going to do it for the team.
What's the coolest part of playing quarterback for Iowa State?
Definitely just, I mean, quarterback's like, obviously I think quarterback's the best position in sports, but just growing up, I mean, coming here, watching the games and like seeing all the players in the uniforms and like thinking that was so cool. And then now me being a part of that and just seeing my family in the crowd and like they're in the spirit walk, and it's pretty cool, just surreal to be a part of that.
What's your first memory of Cyclone football?
There's not many like certain memories that like I could like just picture, but definitely like the Okie State game when we beat them in overtime here. I was a little kid and I remember rushing the field. That was probably like the first vivid memory I remember as a kid.
Was there an Iowa State quarterback as you were a kid that you really admired?
Definitely Brock Purdy. Yeah, I mean the quarterbacks before him they were all right, but Brock Purdy's definitely the main one that everybody thinks of.
Have you gotten to meet him or interact with Brock much?
I met him on I believe it was TCU when I was in high school on a game day visit here. Yeah, I met him, talked to him for a little bit. Yeah, he's a really genuine dude.
So how old were you? 2011.
Like six? Yeah.
6 years old?
Yeah.
Famously, James White, when he scored that touchdown, somebody took his gloves. It wasn't you, was it?
No. Yeah, actually,
Did you go on the field though?
Yeah, I did get on the field. Funny story, like Jeff Woody, who ran in that touchdown, I wore 32. Like I used to play running back and then transitioned into quarterback, but I always wore 32 because of Jeff Woody, and then ended up switching positions. But yeah.
Southeast poker?
Yeah.
What having that background and you talked about how much fun it is to be a quarterback, and as important as it is, but what's the transition like going from being the guy in high school? You all the touchdowns. You're the Brock Purdy, right?
Yeah.
It's on this bulk, and then you come in. Okay, I've got to work on my game. Recognize that I'm going to come in when they let me come in. And you know that's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, what's that transition like, just in terms of how you have to process it all?
Yeah, definitely like from being the guy in high school, like coming here and then you're bottom of the depth chart and you got to work your way back up. That was definitely like a little humbling, but I knew that was going to happen. That's how it works with college. You got to earn your spot. So definitely just like I said, my process, just climbing up that depth chart as much as I could, and then obviously learning from those guys that have had that experience here and have played in some games, and Rocco's played a lot of football, so it's been really good to learn from him.
You talk to Woody much?